Okay. Well, how do you guys want to do this? Statement or questions?
How did the first Red Blue game go?
Good. It was great to get out there. I mean, obviously, you forget you didn't get much of an opportunity to play against in front of fans last year, and I know here they really didn't have fans all year. So it's just fun for our guys to get in front of the people. I mean, one of the things that makes this program so great is the fan base, and to get out there in front of them to show them these guys, I think it's a team they're really going to like, and hopefully they came away and it was a good first impression.
What was going through your mind when you walked out of that tunnel for the first time and the fans greeted you?
Let's do this. I guess I don't know. I've never been a really nervous person or anything like that. I mean, I'm excited. I'm staying in the moment, trying to figure out what's coming next, and honestly, I wanted to get through it and get through the dunk contest, and so we could focus on jump stops and playing real basketball.
Did you sense any kind of good nervous energy before the game from the players giving that opportunity to play?
Yeah, they were excited. They were excited to play, and they've been a good group, on a day-to-day basis, and it's good to get in front of a crowd and remind them, and then also it's a great learning experience. We have film, from these are live bullets. And, even though it's us against us, you're in front of a crowd, or are guys trying to do too much? Is there a game slippage, in certain areas? And now, we be able to watch the film. And the great thing about film is you can reinforce a lot of the positives and build on them. And then you can, find some mistakes and some weaknesses and try to address them. And this time of year, I mean, guys, this is literally practice number 4 today. So, obviously we have a long ways to go. And we're still in a heavy install part of phase of the season, and going to be putting a lot of things in and preparing for different stuff. So, no, I mean, I feel pretty good where we're at.
Even though it's early in the process, how deep do you think you can go? And sometimes coaches have depth but don't go there.
Yeah, I mean that's a great thing. That's something I mean. That's what fall camp's about. It's trying to figure that out. And, where are we going to be injury-wise? I mean, one of our best players didn't play today. And, Pelle Larson, somebody who we were counting on to be, a main guy. So I'm excited to throw him to the mix. But it's been real fun talking to him, just watching, observing. And, I'm on him. I'm telling him, hey, the month of October, you're getting close to coming back. How good can you become mentally? How much can you learn by watching? So when you get out there, you're maybe not as rusty as you otherwise would be.
How was the pace for you?
Overall good. I mean, I felt good. I don't usually check pace by, possessions or kin palm. I mean, I'll look at efficiency stats and stuff like that. But, for me, it's definitely much more of a gut feel. And I felt pretty good. I mean, what I'm looking for is, are we going north-south? Are we throwing the ball ahead? If we're not throwing ahead, are we getting the ball to the middle of the court? Is our big going down there engaging in transition? And then are we flowing into our actions? And, overall, I felt it was pretty good. I know this. It was better today than it was Wednesday. And we scrimmaged Wednesday with refs. And, it wasn't as good as it could be. Today, we took a step forward. Now we can clean some things up. And hopefully next Saturday, it's better than it was today.
What did you think of Dylan's 2 dunks? And did you see him practicing that at all during the week?
Dalen. I mean, yeah, we have some recruits here, so you had me saying, or Coach Murphy's son. I didn't know who you were talking about, Dylan. Yeah, I mean, those were impressive. Those were great, And then, what was more impressive for me? Dalen drove the ball hard baseline once, was in a tough spot, jump stopped, pivot, found Azulis for a 15-footer. I mean, that to me was more impressive than an alley-oop dunk bounced off the floor from the stands, because I don't think we're going to do that this season in games. I don't know. So, yeah, but and I don't know about you guys in the dunk contest. They're cheating. They're literally pushing off the guy's back. Like, they're not jumping that high. So, no, but hey, good for them, because I never even could come put somebody's back and did that.
In talking to Lewis for me today, he said you thought you wanted him to shoot further out. Is that true? And what could be his range?
I want him to shoot farther out?
Yeah, he's looking for some range.
Well, I mean, the first thing with Zoo is he's really talented and he's really productive. I just think for him to take the next steps as a player, he's got to increase his physicality. He's got to increase his concentration on defense, and shooting for a big man kind of comes naturally. I mean, you can, if you have a ball movement offense, your bigs are going to find shots. You don't have to necessarily run plays. So, I honestly haven't been talking about shooting at all. I've been talking to him about dominating the paint, running the floor, rebounding with two hands, and what I keep saying, you're talented, you're good, you're productive. Now, how do you become a beast? Like where but there's no gimmicks. It's just toe-to-toe combat, and you're just better than the other guy and, kicking butt. Those are the conversations I've been having with him.
Kim said just now that, he spent the offseason working out with Corey Kispert, and that's really helped him with his three-point shooting. I'm assuming you coordinated that, and how did that come
Not
out?
at all. Not at all. Remember, Kim wasn't coming here till, I don't know, August what. So I didn't even know he was at Washington State until I guess he couldn't get into school. And so, not at all. And, I've known Kim a little bit because, Spokane, Gonzaga and Eastern are 20 minutes apart. And, there was a lot of open gyms and stuff. And my son would play at the open gyms at Kim's. That's kind of how I met Kim. And I didn't even really know him until he got here. But he's a great person, and I think he's a really good player that's really going to help us. We're thankful to have him.
And he said, that workout with Corey and training with him really helped him out. What about Corey just made him a good shooter and a good player?
Corey had beautiful, shooting technique. He was a natural shooter when you got him. And then what he really was, over the course of his career, he's just an incredibly hard worker and was receptive to feedback and becoming an elite shooter, it's a little bit like, I guess, a baseball or a golf swing where, there's a real feel to it, and the best ones are always kind of tinkering and making adjustments and growing. And Corey was really good at that.
You'd ever agree to be mic'd up during a real game?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to say anything interesting, and I don't know. I've never thought about that stuff. For me, guys, is like, I don't know. It's never meant anything. I want the players to play with joy and to have a ton of fun and passion and fire and compete their butts off. To me, that's where I get my enjoyment. I don't get my enjoyment on being mic'd up and hearing my voice because it's not very good anyway. So, I don't know. Do you think I should be mic'd up? You think I'm saying interesting stuff?
Yeah, it's been done once in the league.
It's only been done once? Yeah, okay. No, okay. Yeah. Don't get any ideas, Nate and Matt. Here we go.
It looked like when they introduced you got the loudest ovation, but it looked like a kind of gesture to the guys. Was that a weird position to be in where everyone's on you, but it sounds like
listen, you're the head coach at Arizona. I get it's a big deal. But at the end of the day, when you don't coach for yourself, you're coaching because you're involved with young men and helping them. If you were doing this for yourself, I think that would be a pretty meek existence for me. So I do much more joy out of doing things for the guys and making it about them and kind of being behind the scenes and underneath and helping build them up. That's where I want my focus to be.
That's it. What's the best part of the day then? What was the best part?
The best part of the day was, getting to compete as a team. And then, you take this, you look at it, and, coaches are legendary for musing over stat sheets and, dissecting it every other way. And then you get the film on your computer and you start watching, and that's what I love. And, what's the next steps and trying to figure those out. And, hey, I'm learning these guys and they're learning me. And, I have a kind of a general idea of how I want to play, but it's not also set in stone. We're going to make adjustments based on personnel and what is going to, whatever we determine will make these guys the best team and most competitive team possible.
Basically 2 games out there with the second, as you said, the second you're putting your top guys all on that blue team. What's it like to evaluate? What's more valuable to you, and how do you?
Both are important. You obviously, the better competition, probably the better evaluation. But sometimes you're playing maybe a lesser team or opponent. I thought I don't even know what color we were. The team I was with the second half. I thought they came out a little bit flat. I thought they, we practice against these guys every day and, whatever. And it's a good lesson. You can't come out and start halves like that, you know, because, you know, even if an opponent is perceived lesser, I mean, you've got to respect them and you've got to give them your best shot.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you, guys.
So Jalen, where did you get those ideas for the dunks?
Well, you want to talk about the jersey first? Jersey, I had got it when I committed. I was like, this is a pretty cool idea. I went in before. That's an older New Orleans, so I was like, why not bring it out now? First time fans seeing it. I know if I got the crowd into it, I was gonna win. So, yeah.
So how did you get it, the jersey?
It was a store out here. I just bought it from real quick, and then me and Justin was practicing that pass a couple. We only practiced like 3 or 4 times. I only got it like 3 or 4 times, so for me to catch it pretty quick, it was great. I knew I was gonna win, and then bringing my little brother out, he had my jersey on, so I was like, let me get the crowd into it, you know.
And for both of you guys, what was just the experience like for you playing your first Red Blue game?
Man, for me, I've never had this experience. Coming from Eastern Washington, a little smaller school, we never had as many fans as this, so it was very exciting to come out and play. And I know for Dalen, I don't want to speak for him, but with that COVID year, not having any fans being able to show up, he could probably talk about his.
Yeah, last year playing it now, even though like, you know, I had a good performance off the scoring, you know, but I just feel like it was just like the adrenaline was crazy. Like last year, you know, you're hearing everybody's shoes squeaking, hear coach screaming, you hear everything. Now it's like we gotta really like lock in as more as a team, talk on defense, stuff like that, and then just hearing the crowd after you score or make a good play it just makes a player feel better and just keep wanting to do winning plays.
Dalen, did you ever attend a Red Blue game as a recruit?
Yeah, I came my senior year to the Red and Blue game, so I knew that I was here, you know, but I didn't get to play obviously.
The three-point shooting, is that something that you feel is a big part of your game and could be what gets you most involved?
I think so. I've been working out with one of Tommy Lloyd's old guys, Corey Kispert, before he took off to D.C. for Washington Wizards, and we just put a lot of hours into the gym when he was in Spokane. So I think the three-point shooting is going to be huge for the team this year and something I can keep building on.
What was it about working out with Corey that helped you with your shooting?
Just his release and how he goes into every day of shooting. It's just, we got in early, we got in late, and we just continued shooting. That's like, you know, but he does a lot more things, and I do a lot more things than shoot, but for today, it was it looked like a plethora of threes.
You look like you're having fun out there too, Kim. I remember you had a big grin after a couple of those threes. I remember you also said when you played here for Eastern last year, you were pretty frustrated that game.
Because I wasn't making any threes. No, I was 1 of
It's
7
facts.
last time I was here playing.
Hey.
And today to come out and make some threes finally on Mikhail, getting the chance to, you know, I've been practicing on this court since I got here from transferring. So it's nice to get the reps in this arena.
Yeah, it's
I mean, that game, did you think about that at all? Just that one game you played here, or have you, you know, in practice, like, man, this is different being here now?
Just sometimes in practice, not all the time. I still have the scout on these guys from the game.
Literally. That's what I was about to say. Like, they had me guarding him. I was playing the 3, but I had to guard him as the 4. They said he was a pick and pop wing, forward that could shoot. And I just know that every time I let him even get it off. So that's why he went 1 for 7. 'Cause I was playing defense, But now we're on the same team, so it's crazy. He was hitting a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
How did it work out for you guys as far as that second half? You put you both together, and it seemed like a lot of the main rotation guys on the blue team. Did that work out about what you expected, or have you already done that in some of the final 5?
Yeah, we do all types of lineups. That was definitely a fun lineup to do it with. Just switching up the teams to make it a good game, put on a show for the fans, and work on the stuff that we need to work on.
Do you see any of your teammates working on their pregame dances?
Yeah, for sure. Addison.
Addison.
You see the stinky leg? Yeah, he was doing that before the game. Who else was doing it?
Ben did his.
Ben was dug in, and then I already knew what I was gonna do. I've been rehearsed mine, so.
I got a little.
Pick the songs you came out to, or did they just pick them for you?
Yeah, we picked the songs.
Did you know each of each other's songs ahead of time, or was it new experience?
Now we knew, and we was talking about it. We got to get our songs in a certain time. People were trying to change their songs late and stuff, but yeah, we all knew what each other's was. We was playing in the locker
In the
room,
locker.
practicing before the game.
Besides yours, what's your favorite walk-up song of a teammate?
Definitely Addison's. I bet you won't. Or maybe what's his name? Benz. Benz was doing the Dougie.
The Dougie.
Yeah.
I liked Addison's because he put on a show for the crowd. That was actually very entertaining. So.
Mm-hmm.
Deion, it looked like a lot of guys, it looked like you had as much fun as anybody out there pregame, shooting, dunks, et cetera. Do you feel like after what you went through last year particularly was even more so? I mean, you kind of alluded to that, but I didn't know if you felt last year like, was it ever going to be normal again at McHale, which you really seen as a recruit but not a player?
It definitely reminded me this is Arizona, fans are crazy. That's all I heard before I came here. So then when COVID hit, fans in here, we was just hooping. Obviously, we still a great basketball program. Not gonna take nothing from that, but the fans just make it even better. So having the fans out there, I wouldn't have made them dunks if the fans weren't out there. I ain't gonna lie. So.
As a team, how do you guys look at it in terms of feeling comfortable? There's still a long way to go, but going into the year, more relaxed or more, you would know compared to last year?
Yeah, we feel more relaxed. Obviously, we have a lot of things to work on just based off what happened today. So I just think that we're in a great spot, and we just gonna keep going and get ready for our first game.
How do you guys feel about just the system and the comfort level? I mean, it looked like certainly right out of the gate, you guys were moving really quickly, and do you feel like it's a learning process as far as getting used to Tommy's system?
I think we had enough time for when he came here, and then when all the transfers started coming in, and the whole situation with everyone else. But I think everyone's getting the grasp on what he's throwing at us. We're going into practice, building day by day is what he likes to say, and going out competing. That's what he pretty much likes. So we just do what he asks and have fun on the court.
Time for one more question.
Have you noticed that you've been picked to finish as low as 8th in the league?
I thought it was 7th, but that's still bad. It's
we got a lot of room to go up, So I just feel like we look at that and we don't even really care about that. We gonna play. We gonna try to get as much dubs as possible. We're just gonna win as a team.
Thank you.